Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts, here to cover this first game of the Bay State Conference playoffs. Today we've got the hosting Brookline High Warriors and the visiting Weymouth High Wildcats. Playoffs working a little bit differently this year. No single elimination or anything like that. It's working almost like a round robin, but not entirely. Each team in the conference from both divisions is going to play 3 games. One today, one on Wednesday, and one on Friday. At the end of those 3 games, the teams with the 2 best records are going to go to the championship game, which is going to be held in Braintree on Saturday. Regardless of who advances, it will be in Braintree. Not entirely sure how the follow-up games are going to be assigned based on who wins and who loses and all of that. It's going to be something to see, but for right now we have the number 5 ranked teams from both divisions. So the bottom team from each division is playing each other right now. That's what we know for now. And so that'll be Brookline against Weymouth. So we're going to take a quick look at these 2 teams. They've already played once this year. They played out in Weymouth's neck of the woods in a regular season game, and Weymouth came away with that victory by a score of 6-5. So Brookline will certainly be hoping for a better result this time around. They've been playing better towards the latter end of the season. They came away with their first win of the season, 9-inning, 8-7 win over Natick. What a thrilling game that was. They pushed one of the top teams in the state, Wellesley, to a 3-3 tie going into the 7th, but then the Raiders put together a 3-run rally and won that 6-3. And then, of course, in their last home game, they pushed another top squad, Milton, into extra innings, although they ultimately lost in 8 innings 2-1. So Brookline's been doing a little better lately, and they'll be certainly hoping to keep up that momentum, maybe get something in the win column today against the Wildcats of Weymouth. Let's take a quick look at the starting rosters for both teams. As we can see Weymouth warming up here, we'll start with the visitor lineup of the Weymouth Wildcats. Leading off for Weymouth is, and playing center field will be number 15, Matt Smith. Batting second, number 9, the shortstop, Gil Dolan. Batting third and taking the mound for the Wildcats today, number 13, Sean Zaslaw. Batting cleanup will be the first baseman, number 18, Brendan Morris. Batting fifth and playing right field, number 7, Ryan Kane. Batting sixth and playing the hot corner, number 11, Dylan Umano. And now batting seventh, the second baseman, number 2, Will O'Brien. Batting 8th, the catcher, number 33, Robert Kavanaugh. And rounding out the lineup for Weymouth, the left fielder, number 17, Nate Vega. So that is the starting lineup for Weymouth. Smith, Dolan, Zaslaw, Morris, Kane, Umano, O'Brien, Kavanaugh, and Vega. And now for the home team, Brookline Warriors, as they take the field. We're almost ready to get this game underway. Leading off and playing third base, number 2, Owen Roach. Batting second, the shortstop, number 8, Rocco Shorgy. Batting third and manning behind the plate, number 20, Jasper Reed. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 10, Eli Rothman. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 18, Matt Richardson. Batting sixth, The second baseman, number 15, Jack Martell. Batting 7th and on the hill for the Warriors today, number 19, James Erickson. Batting 8th and playing right field, number 13, Daniel Villa. And then rounding out the Brookline lineup and also playing in left field, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. So both teams have their left fielders, ironically, batting 9th in the lineup today. Just as a bit of a weird coincidence there. So on the hill today, it'll be Erickson against Zaslaw. Erickson, of course, showed his skill in the last home game of the season. That game against Milton that ultimately ended up going to 8 innings, in no small part thanks to a great pitching performance from the freshman hurler. Erickson pitched what would have been a complete game under normal circumstances, gave up 1 unearned run to one of the best teams in the state this year, the Milton Wildcats. Now he's facing a different breed of Wildcats here against Weymouth, and we'll see what he can show us here today. Once again, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, bringing you live coverage of this Bay State Conference playoff game between the hosting Warriors of Brookline High School and the visiting Wildcats of Weymouth High. No one's going home after this game, regardless of the result, but a loss would certainly put either team on their heels as they try and get themselves into a good enough position to perhaps make a Cinderella run to the championship game. Again, both very low seeds, both number 5 within their own divisions, so they are both underdogs coming into this one, and we'll see how things operate today. Leading off here on the top of the first for Weymouth, the center fielder, number 15, Matt Smith. Erickson standing on the hill for the Warriors as he gets ready to deliver the first pitch of this ball game. Here comes the first pitch, swung on and connected. This is a grounder over to third. It gets past Roach and into left field. Collected by Kravitz out in left, and Matt Smith leads off 1 pitch, 1 hit. So with a runner on first and nobody out, next up, the shortstop, number 9, Gil Dolan. We have our first lefty hitter of the day, and that is Dolan as Erickson checks the runner at first and delivers. Swung on and fouled to the backstop. That'll be strike 1. Oh and 1, the count to Dolan. Erickson checks on Smith over at first, and he throws back to first, but Smith dives back easily. Weymouth off to a good start with that leadoff single from Smith, and they're hoping to put something on the board here to start. This swing and popped up into shallow center, tracked and caught easily by Richardson. That'll be out number 1. Now up with 1 out and a runner on first, the pitcher, number 13, Sean Zaslaw. The two pitchers facing each other already. First pitch swung on and missed, strike 1. That is the first pitch that Erickson has thrown so far today where the Wildcats did not make contact. He gave up a 1-pitch hit to the leadoff hitter and then a foul ball and a flyout for his first 3 pitches. Runner's now taking off. It's a high ball and Reed juggled it. Could not make the throw down to second. And so that'll be 1 and 1 with a runner now in scoring position. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed, and that'll be strike 2. A 1-2 count now to Zaslaw. 1 down and a runner now on second after the successful steal by Matt Smith. Erickson checks on Smith at second. Now delivers the 1-2. Just misses high. That'll be ball 2. Erickson checks the runner at second again. Now the 2-2 pitch, and he hits him! Too far inside to Sean Zaslaw, and now there are 2 runners on with only 1 out. It's a tough change of fortune for the Warriors, as now coming to the plate, the first baseman, number 18, Brendan Morris. 1 out, runners on first and second. Erickson checks the lead runner, now delivers. Catches the zone that time for strike 1. Erickson was 1 strike away from getting the second out of the inning, but went a little too far inside and beaned Zaslaw. Now 2 men on and only 1 out, as this one comes inside for ball 1. Erickson likes to work his throws inside. He's very good at jamming hitters and not giving them any good pitches to hit, but it can also backfire in the form of those hit-by pitches. The pitch. Curves in that time, and it'll be a 1-2 count. Of course, Erickson, when he's able to keep his curveballs from hanging and potentially hitting someone, he is very effective at working those inside corners. And he gets him looking that time. Big strikeout there for James Erickson. And there are now 2 outs. Runners on first and second, and coming to the plate is another lefty hitter and the right fielder, number 7, Ryan Kane. First pitch to Kane. Again, catches the corner for a strike. The 0-1 pitch. He fouls this one to the backstop, and that'll be strike 2. Got out a little in front of that pitch, it looked like. And that's the thing, as effective as a pitcher as Erickson is, it's not like he brings a considerable amount of power to his pitches. He's just got some very nice control and movement on them. And really aggressive at hitting those corners. Is this one? He gets him swinging, and that ends the inning. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Kane goes down swinging. And that'll do it for the top half of the first. 1 hit, 1 hit by pitch, no errors, 2 men left on base, and 2 strikeouts for the Brookline pitcher, James Erickson. Weymouth now taking the field as we get ready for the bottom half of the first. Brookline will be sending its first 3 batters, Owen Roach, Rocco Shorgy, and Jesper Reed. 3 of the team's seniors and 3 of their co-captains. All of them were varsity starters back in their sophomore year and would have been in their junior year had it not been for the cancellation of the 2020 spring season statewide due to COVID-19 concerns. This season, as chaotic as it's been, has been able to play out. And so those 3 young men were able to get in their senior season. Once again, taking the mound for Weymouth will be Sean Zaslaw. He will not be facing his counterpart Erickson until much later in the lineup. Erickson batting 7th for the Warriors today, while Zaslaw is batting third for his team, and so he got to face Erickson right in the top of the first. Of course, on the 2-2 pitch, he was hit by the pitch and got a free pass to first, but was then stranded. That last throw down to second means we're probably ready to get this bottom of the first inning underway. Leading off for the Warriors, the third baseman, number 2, Owen Roach. Roach, such a versatile fielder. He's spent most of the season playing center field, but he's also played some shortstop, some second base, some third base, and even pitched a couple of games. First pitch to Roach is fouled right off the umpire's shoulder. Oh, that one hurt just to watch. But the umpire, just stood up like it was nothing. He just took that one on the chest. He was ready to get his free trot down to first. 1-0, 0-1 rather, the count to Roach. Pitch. Catches the high corner, strike 2. Usually those high borderline pitches go in Roach's favor. He's not the tallest hitter, and his small strike zone can be hard to combat. But well placed by Zaslaw. The 0-2 pitch, this time over his head. And that'll be ball 1. Roach had to duck out of the way there. 1-2, the count to the leadoff man. Zaslaw, the pitch. Misses just inside, I think. And that'll make it 2-2. Roach, a pretty effective hitter when it comes to getting on base as a leadoff man. He's pretty good at contact and pretty good at drawing a walk, but not that time. Swung on and missed, and that'll be strike 3. Might have got a piece of it, but not enough to keep it from landing in the catcher's glove. So a strikeout swinging by Owen Roach gives the first out of the inning. Now batting, the shortstop, number 8, Rocco Shorgy. Zaslaw, the first pitch to Shorgy. I think the umpire signaled for a strike. My view was kind of blocked by the first base coach. This next pitch is another strike. That'll be strike 2. 0-2 the count. So Shorgy in a hole early in this at bat. Pitch. Misses that one low and away, and it skips to the backstop. That'll be ball 1. Excuse me. A little bit of wind blowing here at Warren Field. The 1-2 pitch. Catches the high inside corner, and he gets Shorgy looking. Zaslaw off to an impressive start. He gets Brookline's first 2 hitters out on strikes. And as I said, those 2 have been Brookline's more reliable on-base hitters. First pitch to Jasper Reed is high for ball 1. Excuse me. That spring air getting to me, I guess. The 1-0 to Reed. Catches the outside corner that time. Strike 1. Two outs and nobody on. Zaslaw trying to put them down in order here in the bottom of the first. The pitch. Misses high for ball 2. Two outs, nobody on. A 2-1 count to Jasper Reed. Zaslaw, the pitch. And he fouls this one over the backstop. That'll be strike 2. Zaslaw winds and delivers. Misses low. It's going to be ball 3. Reed working the count here. He's now got it full. Payoff pitch from Zaslaw. He swings and connects, and this one's going right into center field for a single. Fielded and thrown back in by the center fielder, Matt Smith. And Jasper Reed gets the first hit of the day for Brookline. Now batting, the first baseman, number 10, Eli Rothman. First pitch to Rothman is in the dirt for ball one. Well covered by the catcher, Robert Cavanaugh. Once you've got a runner on base, that catcher position becomes that much more important if the pitcher ever loses his control. The 1-0. Swung on and slices it into right field. It's tracked and caught. Ryan Kane, the right fielder, hauls it in. And that ends the first inning. One hit, no walks, no errors, one man left on base, and 2 strikeouts there in the bottom of the first. We are scoreless through one here at Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. I'm Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and I'll be back with the second inning. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, here to bring you coverage of this Bay State Conference playoff game. The first pitch of the second inning is hit. It's a dribbler, shallow third base. Oh, but the ump says it was a foul ball off his foot. That was the first pitch from Brookline pitcher James Erickson to the Weymouth third baseman, number 11, Dylan Umano. Umano definitely felt that one on his foot. He's hopping around a little bit. But instead of a potential close play at first base, we get a foul ball. The 0-1. Swung on and connected. This one staying clean in play. Fielded by Shorgy. Thrown to first, and he's out. 6-3 ground out. Starts off the top of the second inning. And so with one out and nobody on, next up is the second baseman, number 2, Will O'Brien. Erickson, the first pitch, swung on and missed, and that's strike one. Might have got a piece of it, but either way, it got past Reed for a sec there, but nobody on base, so no need for concern there. The 0-1 pitch skips in the dirt. That'll be ball one. A lot of Erickson's at-bats have been very quick. 1-1 the count. The pitch. Curves in there for strike 2. He paints those corners so well, and Reed does such a good job of properly framing those pitches. The 1-2 pitch. Misses inside, ball 2. 2-2 the count to O'Brien. Erickson has 2 strikeouts on the day thus far. Now the 2-2 pitch. Swung, and he skies this one. It's going to go out of play for a foul ball. Count remains 2-2. 1 out and nobody on here in the top of the second of what is thus far a scoreless game. Brookline 0, Weymouth 0. The 2-2 pitch again. Swung on and missed, and that's strike 3. O'Brien goes down swinging, and Brookline has a pair of quick outs to start the top of the second. Now batting the catcher, number 33, Robert Kavanaugh. First pitch to Kavanaugh, swung on and connected, and that one's just foul. Solid contact there by Kavanaugh. Just a little more to the right, and that could have turned into at least a single, potentially extra bases. The one hit from Weymouth thus far was a single to roughly the same spot, but a grounder and in fair territory. This one he slaps down the left side and fouls it off again. Kavanaugh getting out in front of those pitches from Erickson again. He doesn't throw the fastest ball, and he knows how to work in a good changeup, so it's easy to get out in front of his pitches and not get the best contact on them. 0-2, the count to Kavanaugh. The pitch. In there for strike 3. Erickson gets him looking, and it's a 1-2, top of the second inning. 6-3 ground out, strikeout swinging, strikeout looking. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Score remains Brookline 0, Weymouth 0. For Brookline, it'll be Richardson, Martell, and Erickson due up. Here in the bottom half of the inning. Sean Zaslaw returns to the mound after he had some pretty good work in the bottom of the first. Got the first 2 batters on strikes, gave up a single to center, and then got the last batter to fly out to right. He had a shorter break between innings this time, as Erickson got the Weymouth hitters down in order in the top half of the second. It's a warm, sunny day out here in Warren Field. Temperature up to the low 90s, with plenty of humidity to go on top of it. So hopefully all the players know to stay hydrated. You don't need the heat to have any adverse effects here today. We're ready to get this one started, and leading off here in the bottom of the second for Brookline, the center fielder, number 18, Matt Richardson. First pitch from Zaslaw. Swung on and taps it down the third base line. I think he was surprised he got contact there. The throw to first, not in time and a bit too high. You know what, Mr. Richardson? Just say that's what you plan to do. He definitely looked kind of surprised. He was a little late out of the batter's box, but a slow enough dribbler and a tough enough throw for the third baseman, Dylan Umano. The first baseman, Brendan Morris, had to kind of hop for it, and now with a man on first and nobody out, we have the second baseman, number 15, Jack Martell. First pitch, low and away for ball 1. Kavanaugh's job has become much more important now that there's a runner on. He's got to make sure that nothing gets past him. Otherwise, Richardson could get a free pass into scoring position. They throw back to first, and he's safe. Richardson had to make a long dive back. Brookline can be a very aggressive team on the base paths when given an opportunity, as Richardson takes another long lead off of first. Zaslaw sets, delivers, Richardson takes off, and the failed bunt goes foul off the bat of Martell, and that'll be strike 1. Brookline trying to get crafty there with a bunt hit and run, but with a pitch that low, there was a bit of a risk. It's almost too bad. If Martell hadn't stuck his bat out, there's a chance that might have gotten past the catcher. The 1-1 pitch. He shows bunt and misses. I think Martell was kind of half and half on whether he wanted to pull back or not. At the last second, decided to go for it and almost took a chop at it. 1-2 the count. Martell will have to swing on this one. The pitch, Richardson takes off, swung on and missed, strike 3, throw down to second, and Richardson successfully steals second. So a runner on second now with 1 out, and coming to the plate for the Warriors, the pitcher, number 19, James Erickson. Zaslaw, the first pitch to Erickson, is low for ball 1. Erickson has been a fantastic pitcher and fielder late in this season for Brookline. Hasn't shown a lot at the plate thus far. Zaslaw checks the runner and fires. Catches the high corner that time, strike 1. Erickson's main offensive claim to fame thus far is getting what was ultimately the game-winning contact against Natick. But even that was a grounder into a fielder's choice that paid off because of a throwing error. The pitch is low for ball 2, and again, Kavanaugh covers well. So Erickson, a promising young freshman for Brookline for sure, but still has to develop some of his offensive capabilities. He takes a swing at this one, and it gets past the second baseman. That one's close between an error and a hit. But whatever it is, there's now runners on first and third for the right fielder, number 13, Daniel Villa. So Erickson makes me eat my words a little bit there as he gets the single. Borderline single, borderline error, and now they got to throw back to first, and they got to keep an eye on Richardson over at third. First pitch to Villa, swung on and fouled. That'll be strike 1. 1 out, runners on the corners for Brookline, threatening to score early here. Got to watch out for the potential of the double steal in this situation. Pitch to Villa, runner does take off. They throw it down to second. They cut it off, throw for home, and they juggle it. Richardson scores. The double steal pays off. Erickson to second, and Richardson to home. Brookline, the 1-0 lead. count is, I believe, 1-1 to Villa, as I believe that pitch was high. The pitch, that one's high for ball 2. So the cutoff play kind of backfires there for Weymouth. It was a smart idea. Have your shortstop come in and make the throw down to second shorter so you can try and catch the runner going home. But it ended up not working. This swing by Villa is strike 2. 2-2 the count to Villa. 1 out. James Erickson stands at second. Pitch. He swings and slices this one out of play down the right side. Just misses a lady on her phone and stays alive in the at-bat. One nothing. Brookline leads Weymouth here in the bottom of the second inning. They get on the board small ball style. A pair of infield hits and a couple of steals. And now with 1 out and a runner on second, Daniel Villa faces a 2-2 count. The pitch just misses outside, and the count is full. First pitch to Villa is sliced over the backstop, and he stays in it. 2 foul balls thus far with 2 strikes as Villa battling in this one. The payoff pitch in the dirt, and Villa draws a walk. Erickson thought about stealing third, but ultimately decided against it. Now batting, the left fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. This the last batter of Brookline's lineup. We're about to cycle back to the top. Brookline, a lineup consisting entirely of right-handed batters today. They don't have many lefties in their roster. Swung on and missed. That'll be strike 1 to Kravitz. Caught by the high heat there from Zaslaw. The 0-1 misses just a bit outside. Count is now 1-1. Erickson at second, Villa at first, Kravitz at the plate. The 1-1, he fouls this one down the first base side, and that'll be strike 2. One and 2, the count to Kravitz. The pitch. He chops this one over to the shortstop, fielded, thrown to first, and that's a 6-3 ground out. The runners do advance, however. Erickson to third, and Villa to second. We are now back to the top of the order with our leadoff hitter and third baseman, number 2, Owen Roach. Roach went down on strikes his first time up. He's got a chance to bring in a couple runs. He slaps this one past the third baseman. This might bring in 2. It's fielded out in left field. Runners coming around for home, and that's 2 runs in. Big hit for Owen Roach. 1 pitch, 1 big slap. Erickson and Villa both score. And Brookline now leads Weymouth 3-0 as Roach clears out both of the runners from scoring position. A high hop off his hit that went over the head of third baseman Dylan Umano. I'm not giving him an error on that one. That one was definitely a hit. And so Roach gets the 2-run single and some critical insurance runs for Brookline as they go from a 1-0 lead to a 3-0 lead. After a meeting at the mound, Zaslaw stays on the hill to face the Brookline shortstop, number 8, Rocco Shorgy. First pitch to Shorgy. Outside, ball one. And I think one of the sprinklers just turned on inadvertently for a second there. And Weymouth has got to be careful of the runner on first. Brookline, as they throw back to first, Brookline has been aggressive on the base paths today. Richardson stole second earlier in the inning, and then they had the double steal with Erickson and Richardson that brought home the first run. Now the pitch catches the outside corner that time. 1-1, now the count to Shorgy. Now a throw back to first. Roach back safely. The throw was too high anyway. They're trying to keep Roach honest there at first. The 1-1 pitch is low for ball two. Again, for as tough an inning as this has been for Weymouth, got to at least give credit to Robert Kavanaugh behind the plate. He's done a great job covering and preventing any passed balls from giving Brookline a free shot. That pitch just outside for ball three. 3-1 count the now to Shorgy. The 3-1 pitch swung on and fouled. That might have skipped off the catcher's head a bit. As Kavanaugh was a little slow to rise to his feet, but he looks okay now. Takes a little walk around to shake it off. Of course, I don't think anyone here is hoping for anyone to get hurt. 3-1, the count to Rocco Shorgy. Owen Roach stands at first, and he's taking off on this one. And that's a high bouncer over to the second baseman, fielded, thrown, and that's a 4-3 ground out to end the inning. We are through two here in Brookline, Massachusetts. The score after two, Brookline 3, Weymouth 0. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and I will be back with the third inning of this Bay State Conference playoff game after a short mute break. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and I'm here to bring you this Bay State Conference playoff game between the hosting Brookline High Warriors and the visiting Weymouth High Wildcats. Through two innings, Brookline leads Weymouth 3-0. And leading off for Weymouth, the left fielder, number 17, Nate Vega. First pitch from James Erickson is hit, a high bouncer to second, fielded cleanly by Martell, thrown to Rothman at first, and that's a 4-3 ground out on one pitch to start the inning. Vega, the third of 3 left-handed hitters in the Weymouth starting lineup today as they cycle back around to the top with the center fielder, number 15, Matt Smith. Erickson the pitch. Catches the low corner for strike one. Smith might have gone around anyway. Smith, his last time up, took the first pitch down the third base line for a single. The 0-1 pitch. Catches it inside this time for strike two. Erickson again painting those corners so effectively, and he's got an 0-2 count to Matt Smith. 1 out and nobody on here in the top of the third as that one just misses ball one. The 1-2 pitch from Erickson just misses outside, ball two. Working that off-speed pitch. Erickson working it all around the plate. The 2-2 pitch now. Just misses low with the heater that time. And we've got a full count now to Smith. Some good patience from Matt Smith as he's gone from an 0-2 to a 3-2 count here against Erickson. The pitch. He slices this one high and foul down the left field side. That's going to be out of play. Full count still to Smith. 1 out, nobody on. Payoff pitch. Curves in there for strike three. He gets him looking. Now batting for Weymouth, the shortstop, number 9, Gil Dolan. 2 outs and nobody on. The first pitch from Erickson. Swings and misses hard. Strike one. Dolan, his last time up, he flew out to center field. And he's looking for a better result here as Erickson with a chance to go 1-2-3 for the second inning in a row. Misses that pitch just outside, ball one. The 1-1 count to Dolan. Erickson winds and delivers. Misses low and inside, ball two. Now the pitch. Misses low and inside again. That's ball three. A 3-1 count to Dolan. Erickson has not allowed a base runner since he hit Sean Zaslaw with a pitch back in the first. And he catches the inside corner there to keep this at bat going with a full count. Since hitting Zaslaw, Erickson has put down 7 consecutive batters. And he's trying to make it 8. The payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, and that's strike three. Oh no, it isn't. They say he got a piece of it. So Dolan gets a piece of that one to stay alive. Erickson, Reed, and all the Brookline players thought they had out number 3, but the at-bat continues. Another payoff pitch. Swung on and grounded over to first, fielded by Rothman, and he jogs to first. This time, we're through. A ground out to second, a strikeout looking, and a ground out to first, unassisted. We head to the bottom of the third inning. The score still Brookline 3, Weymouth 0. James Erickson on a roll through 3 innings. He has allowed 1 hit by pitch, and struck out 5 through 3 shutout innings to start off this game. Really a promising young pitcher, James Erickson. A freshman, if you can believe it. And he has taken to the high school game so well. Like I said, he pitched an absolute gem against Milton last week. And so far, he's thrown a gem here today. Brookline coming up after their best offensive inning in some time, the last inning. In the bottom of the second, it was an infield single to third by Matt Richardson. A strikeout swinging by Jack Martell, but Richardson stole second on the third strike. James Erickson hit a weird liner that was just too low to be fielded properly by the second baseman. Call that an infield single to second. That put runners on the corners. And then Erickson and Richardson pulled off the double steal, in part thanks to a bad throw from the shortstop. That got Brookline its first run. Daniel Villa, the batter at the time of the double steal, drew a walk. And then with Erickson and Villa on first and second, Ryan Kravitz grounded into a ground out short to the shortstop, a 6-3 ground out that advanced both runners into scoring position. And then Owen Roach came through with a big single down the third base line to score both Erickson and Villa and make it 3-0 before a 4-3 ground out by Rocco Shorgy ended the inning. So it'll be Reed, Rothman, and Richardson, the 3 R's, batting for Brookline here in the bottom of the third. It is kind of funny. 4 of the first 5 hitters in the Brookline lineup have last names that start with R, as the first pitch to Reed is high for ball 1. And then, of course, the one exception to that is the one player whose first initial is R, that being Rocco Shorgy. Next pitch is low to Jasper Reed. I don't know what all these R's mean. I assume they mean nothing, but, you know, it's the little fun facts, you know. 2-0 the count to Jasper Reed. He hit a single to center his last time up. The pitch. And they say he didn't go around. I thought it was close to hitting him, but they say he checked his swing and it didn't hit him, so it's a 3-0 count to Reed. And this is not a hitter that you want to give a hitter's count to. There's a reason Reed is batting in the 3 spot, and at other points in the season he was batting cleanup, as he takes the 3-0 pitch for strike 1. If you give Reed a good pitch to swing at, he can punish you for it. 3-1 pitch. Misses inside, and that'll be ball 4. So Reed gets a free trot down to first. That's the second walk of the day for Zaslaw. As now coming up, the first baseman, Eli Rothman. First pitch to Rothman is in the dirt, over to the backstop, and Reed trots down to second easily. One and 0 the count to Rothman. His last time up, he flew out to right field and stranded Reed at first base, but now Reed is at second base with no outs, as this one catches the low end of the zone for strike 1. 1-1 the count to Rothman. Reed stands at second. Zaslaw checks the runner and delivers. He chops this one. It's going to be caught by the shortstop. And so that will be the first out of the inning. Now up to bat, the center fielder, number 18, Matt Richardson. His last time up, he got the infield single that started the rally last inning. And then 2 stolen bases later, he was across home plate. It seems like they are checking on the catcher, Robert Kavanaugh. maybe it might be a heat problem. Catchers do have to wear a lot of equipment, and it is very hot today. And you've got to take proper care of these young players out on a hot day like this. Anyone who's ever covered games down in the South knows of the potential dangers of heat-related injuries. And while we might not be as familiar with the heat up here in New England, it's still important. Kavanaugh seems okay, and now stepping to the plate is Richardson. First pitch to him, catches the inside corner for strike one. Oh and 1, the count to Richardson. Zaslaw checks the runner and delivers. Catches the low corner again, strike two. Richardson in the hole early. Again, he is 1 for 1 today with 2 stolen bases and a run. Pitch misses well outside for ball 1. One and 2, the count to Richardson. Pitch misses low this time. That's going to be ball 2. One out, Jasper Reed standing at second. Brookline leads Weymouth 3-0 in this Bay State Conference playoff game. The pitch from Zaslaw. He check swings and fouls it out of play. So Richardson stays alive pretty much by accident. The pitch. He swings and misses, and he's down on strikes. Two down now, and coming to the plate, the second baseman, number 15, Jack Martell. Martell, his last time up, struck out swinging, and this time he swings and misses on the first pitch, strike one. Jasper Reed still standing at second for Brookline, hoping someone can bring him in. Pitch. Catches the inside corner, a quick 0-2 count to Martell. Zaslaw coming after the Brookline hitters after a tough second inning and a tough start to this one. Pitch. Swung on and missed, and Martell goes down on 3 pitches. We are through 3 here at Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. The score is Brookline 3, Weymouth 0. And I'll be back with the 4th inning of play after a short mute break. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, here to bring you the top of the fourth inning of this Bay State Conference playoff game between Brookline and Weymouth. First pitch from Brookline's James Erickson is high and inside to Weymouth's Sean Zaslaw. That'll be ball one. Zaslaw, of course, the pitcher for Weymouth. His last time up, he was hit by a pitch. He fouls this one to the backstop, and that'll make it a 1-1 count. Since Zaslaw was hit by a pitch back in the top of the first, Erickson has put down 8 consecutive hitters. He's been on a roll here, but this one might end as that's a single out to right center, scooped up by Villa out in right field and thrown back in. And Zaslaw was the last hitter to reach base, and now he's the first to reach base in some time. Now batting is the first baseman, number 18, Brandon Morris. Runner on first, nobody out, and the first pitch is swung on and missed. Fooled him with the curve on that one. Strike one. Morris, his last time up, struck out looking. He'll be looking to try and make some contact and move the runner. The 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. He fooled him again. Morris having some trouble tracking Erickson's pitches early in this at-bat. He's down 0-2 in the count. Erickson checks on Zaslaw at first, now delivers. This one misses low and away for ball one. Well covered by Jasper Reed. He hasn't had much need to cover things, as it's been a while since Weymouth's had a base runner, but Jasper Reed is a very reliable defensive catcher. The pitch misses just high, ball two. You know, not just his bat, but also the glove are things that Brookline is going to miss after Jasper Reed graduates this year. The pitch curves in there for strike three, and Morris goes down on strikes again. One out now, and now coming to the plate, the right fielder, number 7, Ryan Kane. We have a pinch runner now for the pitcher. This will be number 3, Dan Caraco. First pitch to Kane is skied into the infield. It's being tracked by a few players, but ultimately called for by Owen Roach, the third baseman. Caraco tags easily. And so we've got 2 outs here on the top of the fourth. A runner still at first. And the first pitch from Erickson, the runner is taking off. A throw down to second is low. Caught, tag, got him! A laser of a throw by Jasper Reed. And a great catch and tag by Rocco Shorgy. When I say Brookline's going to miss some of their seniors, those are the kinds of plays I'm talking about. So the top of the fourth ends. The score still Brookline 3, Weymouth 0. As Weymouth's pinch runner gets caught stealing. It was a very low throw from Reed, but had plenty of speed behind it. And it was scooped up very well off one hop by the shortstop, Rocco Shorgy. Weymouth does get their first hit since the first inning. but ultimately not much else. As Erickson, through 4 innings of work, no runs, 2 hits, no walks, 1 hit by pitch, and 6 strikeouts. Now, Sean Zaslaw going back to work. He's pitched 3 innings, and he's given up 3 runs on 4 hits and 2 walks with 5 strikeouts of his own. And this inning, he'll be facing Erickson, Villa, and Kravitz, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Brookline. If there's an inning for a pitcher to help get back on track, this would be it. Although he did have a solid outing in the bottom of the 3rd. A walk and a wild pitch to start the inning that put Jasper Reed on second with nobody out. But then he got 3 straight outs, a pop out to the short, and 2 back-to-back strikeouts. And his first pitch to Erickson is strike 1. Erickson had an infield single to the second baseman his first time up. He's showing bunt, pulls back, and has to duck out of the way of that pitch. That'll be ball 1. One and 1 the count to Erickson. Pitch, swung on, skies it into shallow right. It's being tracked and caught by Kane. It seemed like he might have been a bit late to charge at that one, but that one stayed in the air high enough and long enough that Kane was able to come in and make the catch. 1 out here in the inning, as now coming to the plate, the right fielder, number 13, Daniel Villa. Pitch in there for strike 1. Villa, his last time up, drew a walk and was the batter at the plate during the double steal with Erickson and Richardson. Nobody on this time, as the second pitch misses high and inside for ball 1. The pitch, he slices this one to the backstop, and that'll go for strike 2. 1 and 2, the count to Villa. One out and nobody on here in the bottom of the 4th. Brookline leads 3-0. Pitch. He slices this one, foul to the right side once again. And he'll stay alive here at 1 and 2. The pitch. Skies this one out to right center. It's being chased and caught by the center fielder, Matt Smith. Some nice contact there by Villa, but it hung in the air for a little too long. And Matt Smith did a nice job tracking it in the sun. Now batting with 2 outs and nobody on is the left fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. First pitch to Kravitz, he shows bunt but pulls back. And that one's in there for strike 1. Kravitz, his last time up, grounded into a 6-3 ground out to the shortstop. He did advance 2 runners that would later score, and this one beans him. Kravitz gets a free trot down to first on the hit by pitch. Now, each pitcher in this game has hit 1 batter. And it'll be Owen Roach coming to the plate. He is 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a 2-run single. Throw back to first, and Kravitz dives back safely. Weymouth has to be careful about the base runners. They know how aggressive they can be. Pitch. Roach bunts it. It's fielded by the pitcher, thrown to first, and that'll end the inning. Bold call there for Brookline. I guess they were trusting in the speed of Roach and his ability to lay down a well-placed bunt, but that one was dropped right in front of the pitcher and thrown to first easily for a 1-3 groundout. Would have been a nice bunt if it was a sacrifice play, but that was not the case. After 4 innings, the score, Brookline 3, Weymouth 0. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and I'll be back with the 5th inning of this game after a mute break. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back. I'm Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan here at Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. The first pitch of the 5th inning is slapped out into center field and caught out in center field by Matt Richardson. That was Dylan Umano leading things off for the Weymouth Wildcats with a line out to center field. Of course, Umano was the last batter of the previous inning, but he was still at the plate when pinch runner Dan Caraco was caught stealing second. So he came back to lead this inning off, and he leads it off with an out. Now batting is Will O'Brien, and he swings hard at the first pitch for strike 1. James Erickson continuing to roll for Brookline. He has thrown now 4 1/3 shutout innings as he goes to work on O'Brien. That pitch is high for ball 1. The score here of this Bay State Conference playoff game, Brookline 3, Weymouth 0. And this one is slapped out deep to left. It's being chased by Kravitz. Chased, and that's over the wall! Will O'Brien with a solo shot over the left field fence. Coming around the bases, he gets the first run of the game for Weymouth. Three to 1 now the score, still in favor of Brookline, but Weymouth gets their first run on the board from their number 7 hitter of all things. And the first pitch to Robert Kavanaugh catches a piece of him, and he gets a free trot down to first. They send a pinch runner in as we've now got a meeting at the mound with Erickson, who's been pitching very well thus far, but is now starting to encounter some resistance. The pinch runner for Weymouth is number 4, Zach Del Grosso. Weymouth making use of their pinch runners here in the middle of this game. As now coming to the plate, the left fielder, number 17, Nate Vega. Runner on first, 1 out. 3-1 the score, and the first pitch is high for ball 1. Once again, my name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan here, bringing you live coverage of this Bay State Conference playoff game. If you like my broadcasts and want to stay up to date on them, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you like them and want to let me know, feel free to like the video or leave some comments in the live chat. That pitch is inside for ball 2 to Vega. Two and 0 the count. Erickson checks on Del Grosso over at first. The pitch catches the high corner there, strike 1. And we're reconnected very quickly. You could tell Rocco Shorgy was thinking about a double play there, but juggled and couldn't make it work. The pitch, and now a throw down to second to try and catch Vega, but it skips past Shorgy this time. Well covered by the second baseman, Martel, and Vega has to slip and dive back to second. So a successful steal by Nate Vega, and we have 1-0 count to Matt Smith. He hits a high bouncer, foul down the third base line. 1-1 the count. Brookline leads 3-1, but Weymouth has gotten on the board this inning, and now they are threatening with a runner in scoring position. 2 outs. Vega at second. The pitch. Swung on, he hits a grounder. This is fielded by Roach over at third. He throws to first, and he's got him. The 5-3 ground out ends the inning, but not before the Weymouth Wildcats were able to get on the board. We are through 4.5 here at Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. The score, Brookline 3, Weymouth 1. Weymouth got a very big one there as they got a solo home run to left field by second baseman and their 7th hitter in the lineup, Will O'Brien. Erickson got James Erickson, the Brookline pitcher, got off to a rough start after getting a fly out on a line out to center on the first pitch of the inning. O'Brien took him deep, and then his first pitch to Robert Kavanaugh hit him, his second hit by pitch of the day. But then afterwards, he got Vega to ground into a fielder's choice, and then Matt Smith to ground out to third. Here in the bottom of the 5th, it'll be Shorgy, Reed, and Rothman for the Warriors. Once again, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, bringing you live coverage of this Bay State Conference game. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date on my upcoming broadcasts, and feel free to leave your comments in the live chat if you want to talk about the game, if you want to talk about any issues with the broadcast that are going on, even if you just want to correct me if I'm pronouncing someone's name wrong. I not only am okay with that, I in fact encourage it. We are ready to start off the bottom of this 5th inning. Leading off for Brookline is the shortstop, number 8, Rocco Shorgy. First pitch, high for ball 1. Shorgy, his last time up, grounded out to second to end the 2nd inning. His first at bat was a strikeout looking. He is 0 for 2 so far today, and that one hits him. Bounced off his arm, I think, and then bounced off the face of Kavanaugh behind the plate. And that is the second hit by pitch by Zaslaw today. Shorgy, of course, can be a magnet for those inside pitches. And he's on base here. Now up is the catcher, number 20, Jasper Reed. Reed is 1 for 1 so far today. He's got a single and a walk. The pitch is high for ball 1. This is the first time Reed has come up today with a base runner on. His first time up in the first came with 2 outs and nobody on, and then he led off the third. Here's the pitch. This one is high for ball 2. Now with Shorgy on base, there's a lot more potential damage he could do, and the pitcher's got to be careful. The pitch catches the outside corner that time, strike 1. 2-1, the count to Reed. No outs, 1 runner on. Brookline leads 3-1, and they're hoping to add to that lead here. The pitch skips past the catcher, and Shorgy's going to get a free pass to second base. Three and 1, the count to Reed, and a runner now in scoring position. Pitch from Zaslaw. Catches the high inside corner. Strike 2. Count is now full. The payoff pitch is low, and that's going to be another free pass for Reed, his second of the day. Reed's line stays at 1 for 1. Now with a hit and 2 walks. Shorgy at second, Reed at first, and at the plate is Eli Rothman. He shows bunt, and he fouls this one to the backstop. Brookline, a very small ball kind of team. And they like to use sacrifice bunts, double steals, all manner of trickery they can muster to try and get things moving. Of course, the first baseman charging. Rothman pulls back and takes the strike. 0-2 now the count to Rothman. Brendan Morris was bringing the pressure from the first base line defensively. He was ready to intercept that bunt from Rothman. But now with 2 strikes, Rothman likely to swing. But not at this pitch, as that's high for ball 1. Shorgy at second, Reed at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch swung on, and it's a high bouncer over to the shortstop. Fielded, thrown. They get the batter, but all the runners advance. A 6-3 ground out for Eli Rothman moves Rocco Shorgy to third and Jasper Reed to second. With 1 out and 2 men in scoring position, coming to the plate is Matt Richardson. Zaslaw, his first pitch to Richardson, catches the inside corner for strike 1. Richardson 1 for 2 today with an infield single and a strikeout. Of course, he's also got 2 stolen bases and a run. Pitch misses just low and away. Shorgy at third, Reed at second. 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Zaslaw the pitch. Swung on and missed. And that one seems like it might have hurt Kavanaugh. He's been taking punishment all game behind the plate there. That one might have jammed his finger a little bit. Oh, that just stings. 1-2, the count to Richardson. Zaslaw hoping to get a big strikeout here that won't advance the runners. Richardson hoping to at least get something that'll bring at least one runner home and get Brookline their first runs since the second inning. The pitch, and that skips away from the catcher, and the runners decide to hold. Quickly covered by Kavanaugh. That wild pitch just a little too fast and bounced just a little too far back towards the plate, and Shorkey decided not to go. 2-2, the count to Richardson. The pitch. He swings and sends this one out to right center, and it's going to be caught by the center fielder. Shorkey's going to tag and head for home. The throw is coming in, and it's going to miss. And Shorkey will score on the sacrifice fly. Brookline extends their lead to 4-1 off the sacrifice fly by Matt Richardson. Now batting, the second baseman, number 15, Jack Martell. Jasper Reed stands at second as the first pitch skips past the catcher and Reed trots down to third. We got a meeting at the mound now. It's been a tough inning for Sean Zaslaw. He has yet to give up a hit, but he has still given up a run and now has a runner at third base with 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th facing Jack Martell. It's been a hit by pitch, a walk, a ground out that advanced the runners, and a sac fly that advanced the runners. The pitch misses high for ball 2. Martell, his last time up, struck out swinging to end the bottom of the 3rd. He's also struck out swinging in the 2nd. And this one is in there for strike 1. 2-1. Martell hoping to make contact for the first time today, and also hoping to reach base for the first time. He is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. The pitch misses outside. That's ball 3. 3-1, the count to Martell. Reed stands at third. Pitch. Swung on and missed. That's going to be strike 2. Count is now full. Brookline 4, Weymouth 1 here in the bottom of the 5th of this Bay State Conference playoff game. The pitch from Zaslaw is well high, and that's going to be a free pass. Two walks and a hit by pitch are the only base runners that Zaslaw has allowed this inning, but he's still allowed a run, and he's now got runners on the corners with 2 down for James Erickson. Erickson, his last time up, he led off the bottom of the 4th with a fly out to right field. He's also got an infield single and scored a run. First pitch, late call, but he called it a strike. 0-1, the count to Erickson. Martell leads off first, Reed off of third. The pitch from Zaslaw is in the dirt and skips away, and Martell takes off. Easy trot down to second for Jack Martell. And yet another wild pitch advances another runner. Second and third now with 2 outs. The pitch misses high, and that's going to be ball 2. 2-1, the count to Erickson. The pitch swung on, and he slaps this one out to center. It's being tracked and caught. Just a little too much air under that one, and it's tracked down by Matt Smith. So the inning ends, but not without Brookline dealing some damage. A hit by pitch by Rocco Shorgy, a walk by Jasper Reed, a ground out short by Eli Rothman advanced both runners, A sacrifice fly to center field by Matt Richardson brought in Shorgy for the lone run of the inning. Jack Martell drew a walk, and then James Erickson flew out to center. No hits, 2 walks, a hit by pitch, 1 run, and 2 men left on base. I'm Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan here at Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Brookline 4, Weymouth 1, and I'll be back with the 6th inning of play after a short mute break. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am bringing you live coverage of this high school baseball playoff game in the Bay State Conference between the hosting Brookline High Warriors and the visiting Weymouth High Wildcats. Through 5 innings, Brookline leads 4-1 as we get ready to start the top of the 6th inning. Returning to the mound for Brookline for his 6th inning of work is the freshman pitching sensation, James Erickson. The lone blemish on his record today in terms of scores came off a solo home run from Will O'Brien in the top of the 5th. Now leading off in this inning, he faces Gil Dolan. First pitch is high for ball 1. Dolan, his last time up, grounded out to first unassisted to end the top of the 3rd. He is 0 for 2 today, and the pitch here catches the inside corner for strike 1. 1-1 the count to Dolan. His first at bat, of course, he flew out to center field in the top of the 1st. The 1-1 pitch. He swings and golfs this one out to right center, and actually more in right field itself, and it's caught by Daniel Villa. So 0 for 3 now is Gil Dolan, as coming to the plate is the pitcher, number 13, Sean Zaslaw. Zaslaw 1 for 1 today. He's got a single and a hit by pitch. First pitch from Erickson. Misses outside, ball 1. Zaslaw has reached base every time so far today. Now the 1-0. He skies this one foul and out of play down the left side. Zaslaw, of course, if things don't change, he will be on the hook for the loss as the Weymouth pitcher today. Brookline, of course, leading 4-1 right now. This one in the dirt for ball 2. Erickson himself 1 for 3 with an infield single and a run. Pitch. This one fouled over the backstop, and that'll be strike 2. 2-2, the count to Zaslaw. 1 out, nobody on, here in the top of the 6th inning of this Bay State Conference playoff game between Brookline and Weymouth. Pitch. Catches the corner, and that'll be strike 3. He gets Zaslaw looking, and that is 2 down, as coming up is Brendan Morris. He is 0 for 2 thus far with 2 looking strikeouts, and he'll be looking to put the ball in play this time or at least reach base. First pitch in the dirt for ball 1. That strikeout was the first since the 4th inning for Erickson. This one is chopped over to third, fielded by Roach. The throw to first, got him in time. Erickson puts them down in order. And that ends the top of the 6th inning. That is the 3rd time out of 6 innings of work that Erickson has sent the Weymouth batters down in order. The other 2 coming in the 2nd and 3rd innings. And we have our first relief pitcher of the day. Coming in for Weymouth, replacing the starter Sean Zaslaw. This is number 8, James Mackin. Not sure if Zaslaw will move to any other defensive positions. He was listed as effectively both a pitcher and a designated hitter for the Wildcats. So it's possible that Mackin might be able to just come in and Zaslaw can just stay in the batting order and they don't make any defensive changes. I mean, it's not as if there's been any major defensive weaknesses in the field for Weymouth. I mean, Brookline has been scoring runs, but they've been doing it in a very small ball kind of way. I mean, their big rally came on the back of 2 infield hits, a double steal, a walk, an advancing ground out, and then a single down the third base line that just took a high hop in the infield over the third baseman's head. And then their latest one, a hit by pitch, a walk, another advancing ground out, and then a sacrifice fly. There hasn't been a single extra base hit by the Brookline hitters today, and I think they've only got 1 hit that didn't start in the infield. Only 1 hit that landed its first bounce in the outfield, that is to say. It'll be Villa, Kravitz, and Roach for the Warriors here. James Mackin, the relief pitcher, giving his first pitch. This one is skied out deep to left. It's being chased back, and great catch in left field by Vega. Villa couldn't believe that someone caught that one. What a catch out in left field by number 17, Nate Vega. Chased that one, made the leap, and hauled it in. Ryan Kravitz now at the plate, and he takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Kravitz, his last time up was hit by a pitch in the bottom of the 4th inning, and he'll be hoping to reach base again here. The 1-0 pitch from Mackin. He shows bunt but pulls back, and this one is in the dirt for ball number 2. Of course, his first at bat, Kravitz grounded out to the shortstop. He is 0 for 1 so far today. Currently facing a 2-0 count against Mackin. The pitch skips into the dirt again, and that's ball 3. You know, I've said it before, sometimes you just see this from relief pitchers, particularly at the high school level. They come in, they're not as fresh, they're not as prepared as a starting pitcher would be, and so they start without having as much control. And that one might have hit Kravitz, but it also might have just missed. I'm going to say it missed, and that's a walk. So Kravitz, regardless of what that pitch did, he gets his second free pass down to first. Now up to the plate is number 2, Owen Roach. Roach is 1 for 3 today. Of course, he had that 2-run hit back in the second inning. Last time up, he had Kravitz on first, and the coach called for a bunt that ended up being the last out. And now Kravitz just taking off, and the catcher dropped the ball. So Kravitz steals second in part thanks to the error by the catcher Robert Cavanaugh. It's a 1-0 count to Roach. Kravitz now at second. This pitch is in there for strike 1. 1-1 to Roach. One out, man on second here in the bottom of the 6th, and they throw back to second, and it goes over the head of the shortstop, but it's well backed up by Matt Smith. And since Kravitz had to dive back, he wasn't able to recover his footing quickly enough to try and take advantage of the error and run down to third. Mackin now sets the 1-1 pitch to Roach. That one is low for ball 2. Two and one. Roach hoping to bring in the runner. Pitch. This one's low as well. Mackin has been struggling to keep his pitches up in the zone. He's thrown 9 pitches thus far, and 7 of them have missed. Well, 6 of them have missed low, 7 of them have missed, and that's another one that misses low and another walk. Roach gets a free pass. So again, 3 of the 4 balls thrown to Kravitz missed low, and all 4 balls to Roach missed low. 7 pitches thus far have missed low. And he now throws to second again to try and get Kravitz, but nothing doing there. At the plate now is Rocco Shorgy. His last time up, he was hit by a pitch, and he later came in to score off the sac fly by Matt Richardson. 4-1 is the Brookline lead. They've got runners at first and second with 1 out. This pitch is in the dirt, and it skips away from the catcher, and that's going to advance both runners. Runners at second and third, 1 out, and we've got a meeting at the mound now. This hasn't been the results the Weymouth coaches have wanted from their reliever, James Mackin. He got a first pitch flyout from Daniel Villa, thanks in part to a great catch by Nate Vega out in left. Since then, it's been a 4-pitch walk to Ryan Kravitz, a 5-pitch walk to Owen Roach, and 1 wild pitch to Rocco Shorgy put them both in scoring position. So thus far, he's thrown 2 strikes out of 11 pitches. So not the strike percentage he wants, and he's going back to work after the meeting on Shorgy. Pitch, and it's low again for ball 2. By my count, all but 1 of the 10 balls that he has thrown so far this inning have been low. The 2-0 pitch, swung on and skied over the backstop. That's going to be a foul ball. Two and one, the count. Pitch from Mackin. Again, skips low off the dirt. That is ball 3. 3-1, the count to Shorgy. Now the pitch. Catches the inside corner for strike 2. Payoff pitch. And that one skips low. And the runners decide not to advance as Shorgy gets a free pass of his own. The bases are now loaded for Brookline with one out for the catcher, number 20, Jasper Reed. Reed is 1 for 1 today with a single and 2 walks, and Mackin is going to be benched. That is not what you want to see from your relief pitcher. To come in, give up a first pitch fly out, but then just walk the next 3 hitters. So Mackin on the hook for the 3 runners currently on base, as coming to the mound is number 21, Brady Elwood. Mackin will get credited with 1/3 of an inning pitched. And depending on how Elwood does with his inherited runners, Mackin could be credited with some runs allowed. Of course, it is the starting pitcher, Sean Zaslaw, who is on the hook for the loss, as long as the score does not swing in Weymouth's favor. So now the new pitcher, Brady Elwood, will be facing the catcher, number 20, Jasper Reed. He is 1 for 1 today with a single and 2 walks. Pitch misses low for ball 1. He's not missing low as bad as Mackin was, so Weymouth certainly hoping he has more control here. The pitch catches the zone that time. Strike 1. 1-1, the count to Reed. Now the pitch. He swings and skies this one out to right center. It's being tracked and caught out in right field by Kane. Thrown back in, and Ryan Kravitz will score on the sacrifice fly. Brookline now takes the 5-1 lead off the sacrifice fly by Jasper Reed. And now up with 2 outs and runners at first and second is a guy who also has a sac fly RBI so far today, and that's Matt Richardson. The pitch is high for a ball. Owen Roach stands at second. Rocco Shorgy stands at first. Matt Richardson at the plate with 2 outs. The pitch catches the high corner that time. Strike 1. Shorgy scored on the sacrifice fly by Matt Richardson. Roach has not scored yet today. He does have 2 RBIs. That one catches the inside corner for strike 2. 1-2, the count to Richardson. Elwood trying to get out of this inning with minimal damage. Now both runners taking off, and it's fouled to the backstop. And I completely lost track of the batters because that's not Matt Richardson. That is Eli Rothman. Count is 1-2 to Rothman as we take a brief pause so Owen Roach can retie his shoes. One and two, the count to Rothman. Pitch, he swings and fouls this one off down the first base line and stays alive again. Rothman giving Elwood a battle here. The pitch, he golfs this one foul over the backstop. 3 straight foul balls hit by Eli Rothman as he fights to stay alive with a 1-2 count. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Brookline leading 5-1. Pitch. It's low. Runner's taking off to throw down to third, and Roach manages to make it in time. Shorgy gets to second on the defensive indifference effectively. So that was a low ball. And now there are runners at second and third with 2 outs. A gutsy steal by Brookline. And now the pitch misses outside for ball 3. Rothman has worked this to a full count. Roach did a great job sliding under the tag over at third. And now he is 90 feet away from scoring. The payoff pitch to Rothman. He swings and slices this one foul out of play once again. Rothman's done a very good job battling in this one, but he would certainly prefer to put one in play and bring one of his teammates home, if not both of them. The pitch catches the inside corner. Fooled Rothman on that one, and that ends the inning. We are through 6 here at Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. The score after 6, Brookline 5, Weymouth 1. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, bringing you live coverage of this Bay State Conference baseball playoff game. And I'm going to stay with you in between innings this time because we are about to head to the final inning of regulation. The top of the 7th is where we're going. Brookline able to get a run there in the bottom of the 6th to add to their cause. Once again, it was the small ball that made things happen for Brookline. As we can see, James Erickson returning to the mound for his 7th inning of work. In the bottom of the 6th, Daniel Villa led off with a fly ball out to left off a great catch by Nate Vega. After that, Ryan Kravitz, Owen Roach, and Rocco Shorgy all drew a walk from relief pitcher James Mackin, who was then pulled and replaced with Brady Elwood. Jasper Reed hit a sacrifice fly out to right field that scored Kravitz. And then Eli Rothman struck out looking after Owen Roach managed to steal third and Shorgy advanced to second. That's really how Brookline's offense has been operating. The patient walks, the effective steals, the timely sac flies. I mean, so far, only 2 of their 5 runs have come in off of clean hits. Leading off for Weymouth is Ryan Kane, and he skies this first one just over the backstop for a foul ball. Ryan Kane, number 7, the right fielder. He struck out swinging his first at bat to end the top of the 1st. He popped out to third in the top of the 4th. He takes this pitch inside for ball 1. So he is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and now faces a 1-1 count against James Erickson. Erickson winds and delivers. He smacks this one up the middle, and that's going to be a single to center. So some good contact to start the inning from Ryan Kane. Next up is the third baseman, number 11, Dylan Umano. First pitch in there for strike 1. Again, Erickson working that curve so effectively. The 0-1 count to Umano. He hits this one. It's a slow roller down the third baseline, but foul. 0-2 the count to Umano. His last time up, he flew out to center to lead off the top of the 5th. And then before that, he grounded out to short to lead off the top of the second. The 0-2 pitch. Outside for ball one. Well covered by Jasper Reed. Once again, when you've got a runner on, the catcher has got to make sure, especially at the high school level, to not let any balls go by him. Otherwise, that's just a free base. Pitch. Just outside for ball two. We've seen on the other side of this game how dangerous that can be when the wild pitches start piling up and giving the opposing team some free bases. 2-2. Swung on and connected. This is a grounder over to third. Roach feels it. Throws to second for one. On to first. Not in time. But they do get the lead runner on the fielder's choice. So a runner still on first, but now one out. And coming to the plate is the lone run scorer for Weymouth thus far. That is Will O'Brien. First pitch is low and away for ball one. Of course, O'Brien, he had the big swing of the game thus far. A home run to left field in the top of the fifth inning. The 1-0 pitch is low for ball two. You wonder if Erickson might be a little cautious after what happened the last time he faced O'Brien. Umano leads off of first. 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed, and that's strike one. Might have got a piece of it, but it went into the catcher's glove regardless. 2-1 the count to O'Brien. Erickson checks on Umano at first. Winds and delivers. He swings and skies this one out to center field. Will it drop? It drops and skips past Richardson. This might turn into extra bases. Umano rounding second, headed for third. O'Brien coming into second. And that's where they'll stand, second and third. Score that one, a single to center. And then a one base error on the E8. Pitch. This first one is skied out to left field. This might be a sacrifice fly. Caught by Kravitz in left, and the runner decides to hold. A cannon of an arm from Ryan Kravitz keeps the runner from coming in. Off the fly ball by number 22, a pinch hitter who would come in for Kavanaugh. That was Jack O'Rourke. Now it is Nate Vega at the plate. With two down, runners at second and third. Brookline 1 out away from getting the win. This pitch is fouled behind him. Five to 1 is the score in favor of Brookline. 2 outs, runners at second and third. Nate Vega trying to keep this one going. The pitch swings and connects on this one. This one's going to go up the middle. One run comes in, and the other one decides to hold, despite Richardson juggling it in center field. So Umano scores. O'Brien goes to third. And Weymouth cuts this to a 5-2 lead. Now up is the leadoff hitter, number 15, Matt Smith. O'Brien stands at third, Vega at first. 2 down here in the top of the 7th. The pitch from Erickson comes in high for ball 1. One and 0, the count to Smith. The pitch in there for strike one. One and one the count. Pitch from Erickson comes in low for ball 2. Tying run is at the plate right now. The score 5-2 in favor of Brookline. Will O'Brien stands at third. Nate Vega stands at first, and it is Matt Smith at the plate. James Erickson on the mound, trying to finish things off here. The pitch. Did he check the swing? I think they said he went around. So it'll be a 2-2 count. Brookline 1 strike away. Erickson winds and delivers. Swung on and missed, and that's the ball game. Matt Smith goes down swinging, and James Erickson gets the complete game victory on the mound for the Warriors. Your final score here at Warren Field: Brookline 5, Weymouth 2. Brookline avenges their 6-5 loss in the regular season and has now gotten the same number of postseason wins as regular season wins. Like they've been saying, they've been getting better as the season's gone on, and they prove it with a statement win to open the postseason. 5-2 the final score. Summing up this game really quick. In the top of the first, the Weymouth Wildcats managed to get 2 men on, a single down the third baseline by Matt Smith, and a hit by pitch on Sean Zaslaw put runners at first and second with 1 out. But back-to-back strikeouts by James Erickson finished off that inning with no score. Brookline opened with 2 strikeouts. Jasper Reed got a single to center, but was then stranded there after a flyout to right. In the top of the second, Weymouth went down in order, a ground out to short, and 2 more strikeouts by Erickson. In the bottom of the second, Brookline got the scoring started. Matt Richardson led off with an infield single to third. Jack Martell struck out swinging while Richardson stole second. James Erickson hit an infield single to second base that brought Richardson to third. And then Richardson came in on a double steal play with Erickson to give Brookline the first run. Daniel Villa walked to put runners at first and second. Ryan Kravitz grounded out to short to advance the runners to second and third. And then Owen Roach hit a high-hopping single down the third base line and over the third baseman's head to score both Erickson and Villa and open up the Brookline lead at 3-0 before a ground out to second ended the inning. In the top of the third, Erickson kept rolling on the mound, another 1-2-3 inning, 4-3 ground out, strikeout looking, and a ground out to first unassisted. In the bottom of the third, Jasper Reed led off with a walk but would be stranded. He advanced to second on a wild pitch, giving Brookline a runner in scoring position with nobody out. But a pop out to short and back-to-back strikeouts by the Weymouth starting pitcher Sean Zaslaw ended that inning there. In the top of the fourth, Zaslaw led off with a single, and a pinch runner came in, Dan Caracal, but a strikeout looking and a pop out to third left him with 2 outs, and then Caraco was caught stealing second to end the inning. Brookline didn't get anywhere in the bottom of the fourth. Ryan Kravitz was hit by a pitch with 2 outs, but then a failed bunt attempt resulted in ending the inning. In the top of the fifth, Weymouth finally got on the board with a 1-out solo home run to left by Will O'Brien to make the score 3-1. Robert Kavanaugh was hit by a pitch to get another runner on base, but after a fielder's choice and a 5-3 ground out, the top of the fifth was ended. In the bottom of the fifth, Brookline got another run on the board. Rocco Shorgy led off with a hit by pitch. Jasper Reed walked. Eli Rothman hit a 6-3 ground out that advanced the runners to second and third. And then Matt Richardson hit a sacrifice fly to center to bring in Shorgy. Jack Martell walked, but then James Erickson left the 2 men stranded on second and third with a fly out to center field. That ended the 5th inning. In the top of the 6th, Weymouth went down in order. Fly out to right, strikeout looking, ground out to third. In the bottom of the 6th, James Mackin took over for Zaslaw, but had a bit of a disastrous outing. He got Daniel Villa to fly out to left on a great catch by Nate Vega, but then gave up back-to-back walks to Ryan Kravitz, Owen Roach, and Rocco Shorgy. Brady Elwood then came in for Mackin and gave up a sacrifice fly to right field to Jasper Reed that brought in Kravitz, making the score 5-1. Eli Rothman would strike out looking to end the inning. Then in the top of the 7th, Weymouth got off to a hot start, a single to center by Ryan Kane, and while Dylan Umano grounded into a 5-4 fielder's choice, leaving Kane out at second, Weymouth started to get things going. Will O'Brien hit a single to center, advancing Umano to second, and then both runners advanced to second and third on an error by the center fielder. Jack O'Rourke came in to hit for Kavanaugh, but flew out to left. And then Nate Vega hit a single up the middle that scored Umano, while O'Brien held at third, making it 5-2. Matt Smith ended the game with a swinging strikeout, the last strikeout of the game for the winning pitcher, James Erickson. He pitched all 7 innings, a stellar outing there. And so that will wrap things up here at Warren Field. Once again, the final score, Brookline 5, Weymouth 2. No one's ending their season after this, as again, we're playing sort of almost a round-robin style. Not sure who Brookline's next opponent will be, but I'll do my best to keep on top of that as I try and stay on top of all the Brookline spring teams playing in the playoffs this week. So if you like my broadcasts, you want to stay on top of them, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you want to show your appreciation, feel free to drop a like on the video. And if you want to stay up to date in other ways, you can follow me on Facebook or on Instagram. Links are in the description. And then if you're feeling generous, I am doing this as an unpaid volunteer. So if you are feeling generous, want to contribute to my broadcast financially, I have a PayPal and a Venmo. Again, links in the description if you feel like donating. And then if you want to make any special requests, you know, perhaps that I cover a game, or perhaps that I put together some kind of a special video, perhaps a player highlight package, anything like that, you can reach out to me through email. My email, once again, in the description of the video. So that will do it here at Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, signing off. Thank you all for watching.